Up and try again. Just so excited.
Alright, so Mom, we go this way.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's okay.
Okay.
Animatronics.
Yeah.
Because you are a good boy.
Yeah.
So you got to get your bag filled up at GameStop.
Yeah. No, like that.
I'm opening up this door. So we are on our way to Austin's urology doctor. Austin has he had a condition called hypospadias, where the opening of the urethra was in the wrong spot. So he had to have about 3 to 4 surgeries to correct it. And lately he's been complaining of his penis hurting, or when he starts to urinate, his penis is hurting. My first reaction by working in the medical field was that, oh, he has a UTI or he has a urinary tract infection. Excuse my eyebrows, y'all. Like, I am like overwhelmed and tired. But because of his condition, I wanted to get it checked out and make sure everything is good. He doesn't have any issues, and you know, he's not he just want to make sure that he's okay. Austin, you ready to go to the doctors?
No.
You're not? You're afraid of heights? We're not going to go up high, okay? You want to see Dr. Lumpkins? She hasn't seen you in a while. And look, that's probably Nana in the car with you. Say hi to Nana. Say hi, Nana. And now he's stimming because he's a little bit worried. So I'm gonna start driving, and then we'll see you when we get back home.
No.
You sorry?
Yes.
Are you?
Yeah.
Alright. Get out of here.
Stop telling me.
Austin, stop.
I'm trying to jump on Nate's back.
I don't care.
Get off of me. Get off of me.
Send you a message because I really appreciate you, and I love your YouTube channel. I love the adventures of Aussie.
Say thank you.
Thank
You
you.
don't be mad at me, so hopefully next time I say hi, you won't be mad at me.
I do want mad at you.
Say bye-bye, Ted.
Bye. I'll see you later.
Thank you so much. This is a rough day. So to catch everybody up to speed of what's been going on, I had Austin's IEP meeting, and the IEP meeting stated that he had a developmental delay. He doesn't have a developmental delay. He's diagnosed with autism. And the reason why I said he doesn't have a developmental delay is because they classify that as a developmental delay as something such as like, oh, well, he was premature, so then he doesn't he's fine, he just needs to catch up with everybody else. I asked the school to change his classification on his IEP. After looking at his paperwork, his behavioral specialist was in agreement that Austin needed that changed. So his IEP chair, she says to me, I said, I spoke with Austin's behavioral specialist and informed her of his IEP, and she feels that he should have his correct diagnosis, which is autism. I want to get the IEP changed and get an updated copy of his IEP whenever you get a chance. If you would like to contact me and discuss this, I could be reached. Gave her my cell. Thanks so much, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. It didn't piss me off. What pissed me off was that she decided to ask all of the school officials that are in his care, that said to me and said to them, did you hear anything about Austin's mom mentioning that he has IEP? That he has autism. And I'm like, why is she asking like I'm making this shit up? So at that point, I'm annoyed. And then his speech therapist gave me this information. She told me that the IEP chair was calling around asking if I mentioned that Austin has autism. So then I'm already annoyed and I'm already offended because I told the IEP chair in the IEP meeting that he has autism, and her response to me is, oh, well, that's not listed on his IEP. So why are you acting like you don't know what's going on? So I sent over a summary stating that Austin has autism. And I saved this copy on my computer because just in case I have to email it to anyone. And then I am going to show you guys the letter. This is a developmental evaluation feedback summary. Let me turn this around. And this is the summary. And the summary states, Austin presents with a mixed profile of skills and areas of concern. Many of his skills are inconsistent or on his terms. In addition, Austin shows deceased eye contact, response to his name, inconsistent interest in peers and adults, repetitive interest, and insists upon sameness. He meets criteria for autism spectrum disorder. Just so nobody thinks that I'm just making this shit up, right? That's his diagnosis summary that he received when he was diagnosed in November. When I contacted his caseworker at that time for Baltimore infants and toddlers, and I asked her to explain to me what this means, because once again, this is new to me. I don't know anything about this. She said to me, well, he has high functioning autism. And I said, okay, so what are the next steps? She told me we need to get him set up for speech. We need to get him set up for numerous amounts of things. And that's what I have been doing as a fucking parent. I'm annoyed because this should be enough. And I feel like they don't want to provide services for him. They don't want to do what they need to do for him. And then I contacted the school board, and the school board's response is, oh, well, we have to be very careful when we classify children. You're not classifying or making an assumption about him. He has autism, and that's what should be on his IEP. They offered my child 15 extra minutes on Tuesdays when I requested for Austin to have a one-on-one person to teach him, to make sure that they have time to dedicate to him, because he's not learning anything. If you're going to say to him, Austin, do you want to do such and such today? He says no. You move on to the next student. That's not teaching him. That's not teaching him. My child wants to go to school, but if he's given an option, he's not going to do it. And I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. You sit in these meetings and they talk to you. They talk over you. They don't let you finish talking. They just automatically assume that they know what's best for your child. Nobody knows what's best for my child but me. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of feeling like I'm alone in this. I'm tired of feeling like I don't know who to turn to, what type of help. There needs to be services out here for these parents. And there needs to be somebody that is going to educate them properly. Because if I had known what was put on my child's IEP, I wouldn't have signed it. I wouldn't have signed it. And I blame myself because I didn't know anything. And I should have. Now I'm sitting here going through all of these stacks of papers because nobody wants to give me his records. I'm so tired and so frustrated. I'm in the process now of trying to find a advocate because I can't afford a disability lawyer. So I'm trying to find an advocate. I have been trying to get in contact with Baltimore Infants and Toddlers so that they can send me the records. They finally sent the records. I finally got in contact with them only to get an email so that someone can send the records. And then on top of that, the IEP chair sends me a email this morning. And she distinctly told me that they can't do anything until they have the documentation, right? So then they wanted to schedule an IEP meeting for April the 29th. April the 29th, and then in the meantime, if I can get these documents, then they can change his IEP. I then receive a message this morning, and it says, the school team is proposing to schedule an IEP meeting for Austin on Thursday, March the 25th at 11 a.m. Will that date and time work for you? Thanks. I said... And I replied to her, where's my email that I sent? I said, hello, if the date is changed, are they able to change the IEP at that time? Her response is, this will be his annual review meeting, so we will review and revise the IEP as needed. In terms of disability classification, we will absolutely discuss the next steps at the meeting. I hope that helps. Please confirm if that date works for you, and I will be sending out a meeting invitation shortly. I said, no, we can keep it for the 29th. We can keep it for the 29th, because what you're not going to do is bully me into a meeting and then I sit there and then y'all talk over me again. Nobody has the time to explain. And this was what she did. Well, to keep things moving along, every time that I said something, it was to keep things moving along. We're not going to keep anything moving along. So no, it's for the 29th. I'm getting ready to send a email to someone at Infants and Toddlers and pray that they'll respond back to me within a timely manner. Good morning, everybody. I'm annoyed. So yesterday I sent off the paperwork that was requested by the IP chair and the school psychologist so that he could get his IEP changed. I received this message this morning. Great. I have forwarded this to our school psychologist, and we will plan on addressing it at his upcoming meeting on April 29th. Here's in a perfect world, I would say, well, great. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Great. They're going to address it. But I'm not comfortable with that word because it's not a definite, we'll change his IEP or we will, do this or we'll do that. It's just, we'll address it and we'll have the school psychologist look at it. I feel like something in my spirit is telling me that, I'm trying to think positive, but something in my spirit is telling me that they're going to want to test him again. And because he's had all of the required therapy and he's came so far, they're going to test him again, and then they're going to say, well, he doesn't meet certain requirements or he doesn't meet these requirements, and then they're not going to honor my wishes. I'm annoyed with Baltimore City Public Schools. I couldn't even get up out of bed today. Like, today is Tuesday. He's supposed to have his 15-minute meeting. His 15-minute extra time with the teacher after school. He's not going to do that. I am going to message her and tell her that I'm not going to do that anymore. The only thing that they did with him was ask him a couple of questions and have him trace the letter A. That's not what I'm looking for, an extra 15 minutes. I'm looking for somebody who is going to be one-on-one with Austin for his school duration, the time that he's in school. Nobody wants to give me that for whatever reason. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And I like, part of me is like, well, every little bit helps. I should just go ahead and do it. But it's like, it's a waste of my time. It makes him agitated. It makes me agitated. And the time that is spent in that 15 minutes of trying to get him cooperating, he's not learning. He's still not learning anything. So I might as well do it with him on my own and just try to get him as much knowledge as possible. And that's what's annoying to me. It's like, I get it. We're in a pandemic. It's hard for the teachers. It's hard for us. But what about the special needs kids? Like, do their services stop because it's hard for the teachers? Does their education stop because it's hard for the teachers? That's not fair. So I'm going to send her that text message today and tell her that we're not going to go further. I am thinking about having a conversation with his dad and talking to him about it and telling him, what I'm doing. Because I feel like, even though I feel like I don't have that much help with him, I don't know, I'm just looking for some sort of reassurance that I'm making the right decision and I'm including him because I want him to be a part of this. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating. And somebody said in my chat, I have an adult who I know who's in my chat during my live streams on Twitch. And she said, that the parents are always feeling like it's so hard on them, but it's harder on us. I get that. But right now it's hard on me because Austin can't deal with all of this on his own. I have to speak up for him, and it frustrates me when I know he needs something and no one is willing to give it to me, or everyone is giving me excuses as to why they can't give it to me. I'm tired of excuses. Like, make it happen, or at least try. No one in that school has helped me and has went the extra mile or actually taken notice to certain things, except for his speech therapist, Miss Callie. Except for her. And I'm going to send her a text message too, just to tell her thank you, because I'm just like, I'm fed up, and I'm getting to the point where it's like, what is the point of him going to school if he can't get the education that he needs? He can't get the help that he needs. And something that Miss Callie said yesterday is what, so let me tell you what happened yesterday. So yesterday, I am sitting there. I got up to go to the bathroom. And something said, you know what, just sit there and wait. Don't use the restroom. Sounds crazy, right? But every time that I leave him and I'm not sitting there with him, something happens. His behavioral specialist and Miss Callie said, we need to stop asking Austin what he wants to do and start telling him this is what we're going to do, and there's no reward if you don't get this. His behavioral specialist said this. I said this. The speech therapist said this. Yesterday, Austin didn't want to cooperate with Miss Callie. He didn't want to do anything. And she says, Mom, I know that you're busy, but Austin does not get a bendy tracker today. He doesn't get a reward because he's not doing what he is supposed to do. And I'm going to implement that in his IEP plan, that we don't give him options. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody got it. He's a child. He cannot have options throughout his whole life as to whether he wants to do something that is going to benefit him, help him, and be productive for him. And that's it. I went to the bathroom, and his teacher is like, Austin, turn on your microphone. Austin is talking, but he's not turning on his microphone. Another thing that's annoying is these teachers know how to turn on the microphone and turn it off. But they want, for some reason, they can mute the children, but they can't turn the microphones on. Make that make sense, right? Austin, turn on your microphone. You already know that he doesn't want to do it. So turn on the microphone and ask him the question. Let him give you a response. Austin, are you talking to us today? And I'm yelling from the bathroom because I'm thinking that this woman is just going to turn on the microphone and say, you know what, Austin, we're going to do this. You have to do this. I'm yelling from the bathroom. We live in an apartment. I'm yelling from the bathroom, and I'm like, yes, he's going to participate. He has to participate today. Austin, are you going to participate today? Are you going to do this today? Okay, well, I'm moving on to somebody else. At that point, I was so frustrated, and I was like, Austin, just put the iPad up. I told him, you didn't participate in school today. You don't get your iPad. You don't get a popsicle today. That's his you don't get a bendy on your bendy tracker. That's just it. I am tired of this. I'm tired of this. She seems like she's giving me attitude, like she's agitated with him, or that she is annoyed with him because he's taking up her time that she can work with other students. I'm tired. I'm tired. Hey, Aussie. Use the potty. Turn the light on and use the potty first, okay?
Okay.
I'm tired.
Ow.
Today, I'm looking for an autism advocate that can be there with me. I contacted the Baltimore City School Board and I spoke to someone. He told me he was going to call me back in 48 hours. No, in 24 hours. He was going to look into it and call me back in 24 hours. That was last Thursday. I'm tired. Some days I feel like I have no fight in me and I have nothing left and I have nothing to give. I'm battling a mental illness. I'm trying to make sure that my son, because my oldest son is showing signs of depression. My oldest son is showing signs of anxiety. He has social anxiety, so of course he's going to have anxiety. I gave it to him. I'm his mom. It's hereditary. Trying to make sure that he keeps a smile on his face. He's happy. He has the things that he needs. And then he not feel like he's not being shorted or he's not getting the short end of the stick or forgotten. I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated. To all of this, and what makes it so bad is I'm not alone. Like Austin's parent is his dad is existent, but his dad works. So he's not as present as I want him to be. He comes home, he goes to sleep. Nate and I are left with taking care of Austin.
Mom,
Yes.
can you give me underwear?
Sure.
I mean to pull up.
No, not pull up.
Oh.
It's not nighttime, remember? Do you want to go to school today?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second, okay?
Okay, but can you give me a white popsicle?
If you do good in school, okay?
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
It's not his responsibility. He's a teenager. He should be playing video games, applying for McDonald's applications, not being a dad to his brother. And it sucks. But I, as much as I told him I got it, he's like, no, I know you need a break. I know you need help. I'm going to do it. And I appreciate him for that, but I wish he didn't have to. And it's annoying, and it's frustrating, and it's tiring on everybody involved. And I just want them to just give me what I need and give me what I want. You know, like, is it really that hard for them to do that? Are any other parents going through this? Whose son was diagnosed with autism? Are any other parents dealing with this? I'll give you an update. Let's see.
Huh?
What are you watching?
I'm watching another video called Go Though.
You watching Poise?
Mhm.
What are you playing?
Poise is one. His Poise name. Whatchamacallit?
You talking about who he playing with?
He's playing with the keyboard with the controllers on the screen.
Yeah. What game is he playing?
She's playing 5 Days of 13 with a little boy called Horsey.
You mean Corey? He's not crazy.
Yeah.
Come here. Why you don't want to go to school?
Because Miss Miriam asked me to asked me want to go to school.
Because Miss Miriam asked you if you want to go to school? Or
Yeah.
because she didn't ask you?
She do ask me.
She do?
Yeah.
Why you don't like school?
Because I just want to give me a popsicle, and Miss Miriam told me he want a popsicle.
But you get a popsicle if you go to school. You didn't finish your schoolwork today, and you didn't finish your work with Miss Callie.
Yeah.
So you can't get a popsicle today. Okay?
Okay.
You're gonna do better tomorrow. Right? Do you get frustrated with school?
Yeah.
Do you get mad at school?
Yeah.
Why?
Cause the popsicles was very angry.
The popsicle is very angry. Why does Austin get angry?
Cause I just lost the popsicle.
Well, you get it, Mommy. Remember, Mommy said that you get these things if you do what you're supposed to do in school. If you don't do what you're supposed to do in school, you don't get a popsicle. Remember? So you got to do good in school, and then tomorrow, if you do good in school, Mommy will take you to get a popsicle, but you don't get a popsicle today.
Ooh, like a white one?
Maybe,
Okay.
but you don't get one today, okay?
Okay.
Not today. Okay?
Okay.
And no iPad today. You hear me?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
The family is very good.
Do you understand what Mommy is saying?
Yeah.
What did Mommy say? So Austin didn't do good with Miss Callie, and Austin didn't do good in school today. So Austin doesn't get a popsicle, and Austin doesn't get his iPad. Is Austin sad? Why? Because what? Huh? You can watch TV, okay?
Okay.
But you have to go to school. You can't not do anything in school because Austin doesn't feel like it. You have to learn. And I know that you're frustrated, and I know the teachers make you frustrated at times, but you still have to go to school. You can't not do your schoolwork because that doesn't help Austin learn. Don't you want to learn new stuff like Nate?
Yes.
Well, you got to go to school. Do you like your school?
Yes.
So you got to go to school. Do you like your teachers?
Yes.
You got to listen. Okay?
Okay.
You have to listen. Look at Mommy. You hear Mommy?
Yes.
Look at Mommy. You got to go to school. You can't not go to school. Look at me. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Look at Mommy.
Okay.
I love you, but you gotta, sometimes you can't get the things that you want because you don't do what you're supposed to do.
I do.
You didn't do what you were supposed to do in school today. You didn't. When Miss Miriam tell you to turn your mic on, you gotta turn your mic on. When Miss Callie asks you to participate and do some things, you have to do it. You hear me? What do you want for lunch?
I want a cereal bar.
You don't want your chicken nuggets and fries?
No, just one cereal bar.
Are you sleepy?
No.
You sure?
No.
You don't know? Do you know what mommy's asking you?
Yeah.
Can you look at mommy?
Yeah.
Hi everybody. Catch up to Austin's appointment. They want to take a look at him, but because he's autistic, they want to look while he's under anesthesia. And what they're going to do is put a catheter through his penis, and they're going to take a look and make sure his urethra isn't clogged. There isn't a fistula. Fistula means that there's a leak. That is a medical term for fistula. And they also want to make sure that everything is flowing right with his bladder. So that is scheduled. I thought that was going to be the only procedure that he has, but they also want to evaluate him for sleep apnea, just to make sure that he is okay to be put under anesthesia. I don't know if you guys remember, but Austin had a sleep study done because he was sleepwalking. What I am feeling like is that they are ignoring the fact that he's not sleeping. I'm trying to let the medical professionals do their job, but I also feel like if it doesn't have to be done right now, I don't want to bother him. Like, enough is going on, especially with me, with him, his school. I really don't want to aggravate him or make any type of situation worse. Also to, and then he also has to get a he also has to see a pediatric neurologist because of his tics, and that he needs to be evaluated for silent seizures. So we are pretty busy within the next couple of weeks. I am also going through the motions still with Austin School. They refuse to change his paperwork. I have talked to the school board. I've talked to the principal. I've talked to the IEP chair again. I have a scheduled meeting with the school psychologist boss tomorrow. And I am also meeting with an autism awareness advocate tomorrow. I'm just like annoyed, and I am like frustrated. I know this is not typically like the regular Adventures of Aussie Pants video, but I didn't want to make it too long, and I also I might have to break it up because it's so much that has been going on for the past couple of months, and I want to get everything out. I'm frustrated because they are still refusing to change his IEP. Once I made the comment that I was looking into getting a lawyer, now that is all that they are concerned about. Now they keep asking me questions like, are you going to get a lawyer? Have you been thinking about getting a lawyer? Are you going to get a lawyer? That's not your concern. I won't have to get a lawyer if you do what you are supposed to do. Another thing that pissed me off was the IEP chair makes a comment, and she says, well, he was diagnosed when he was 2, so he probably needs another evaluation. And I'm like, why would he need another evaluation? If this is something that is long term and that he is going to be living with for the rest of his life, why does he need to be tested again? I honestly feel like they want to test him just to see, and if they feel like that, what I am afraid of is that they're going to test him and then say that, oh, he doesn't meet qualifications to get his IEP changed. Austin has had therapy. Austin has had a lot of things, a lot of work, and a lot of people putting effort into him, and he's made a lot of progress. I am sick and tired of people saying to me, he doesn't look like he's autistic. Oh, he's really high functioning autistic. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that. And I feel like that's what they're doing. I feel like they don't want to change his documents because they don't want to dedicate the proper time with him. Another thing is that I feel like they are forcing me to send Austin back to school. I work YouTube vlogging, streaming on Twitch. That is my job for right now. So I have a schedule. I have contracts that I have to fulfill with certain people, with certain things. And I cannot move around because school is back in session. I've given them my availability, and their response is, well, I don't know if that'll work. Make it work. Would you ever think about sending him back to school? No. This is now almost May. He'll be done with school in June. Why would I'm just so annoyed, and I'm so frustrated, and I'm so sick and tired. Like, I feel like they're fluffing up a lot of bull crap, and they're trying to make me feel like that they're doing all that they can to help me and my son, and they're really not. I've made tweets. I've reached out to news companies. I've reached out to a lawyer. Of course, a lawyer wants $200 something an hour. I don't have that right now. I'm just realizing that a lot of things might have to be put on hold just in case I have to get a lawyer. I'm realizing that a lot of things might not happen for me right now because I have to focus on him, and that is fine. I just feel like this could be easily done, and they're making it an inconvenience. And I feel like they're pushing me. Before, they didn't have any availability for me for an IEP meeting. It was always at the end of the month. Now that they know what I want, and they want me, when I said that I'm going to get an advocate or a lawyer, now they want to push it up because they want to hurry up and get me out of the way. No, we can keep it for the 29th. So today, Austin and I are going to go take Nate to his school for sports, and I have to get some keys made, so I'm going to try to document that, and we'll be back in a few minutes.